Hey Metal Maniacs, this is Frank from Sacrifix, Brazil, and you are thrashing it up on Dave Softee's Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio.
stay in your homes and do not panic. If you come into contact with a sick individual, please call the Centers for Disease Control immediately and quarantine individuals who present symptoms: seizures, convulsing, cold skin, sweating, anger, violent outbursts, extreme hunger and bleeding from the eyes, nose, mouth and ears. This is not a test. 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 Is not a test. Is not a test.
Alrighty, here we go, Metal Maniacs. Please help me welcome to Metal Messiah Radio, hailing from Sao Paulo, Brazil, from killer thrash metal, and may I say old school thrash metal, Sacrifix, here to talk about the band's upcoming offering, World Decay 19, to be released this March through Thrash or Death Records based in Brazil. Joining us, we have our good friend from our chat room, first introduced to us by brother Matt of the New York City metal scene. That's DJ Zab with Isora. We have joining us on guitar and vocals, brother Frank Gasparotto.
Hello, hi
Welcome,
Dave.
Frank.
First, thank you, thank you for having me on the show. It really means a lot for me. I'm glad to be
And
here
I'm glad you're
tonight.
with us as well. You have a lot of fan support and friends here at Metal Messiah Radio, so I really thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Brother Joker and possibly Brother Zab will be doing something with you as well. As I
Oh
mentioned,
yeah,
that's where I first saw your band. I heard your band, Sacrifix. I heard the tune. I believe it was Isora that brought you in, and I says, yeah, I like this kind of music, and I definitely would like to support it as well. And I reached out to you right away. If you remember, I asked you for a shout out so I could, when I play your music, I could have your saying something before
yeah,
the music. And I said, when you have a full offering and you want to do an interview, you're welcome on Metal Meltdown, Metal Messiah Radio. Look, here we are.
yes. It's like a dream
I'm
come
glad
true,
you feel.
man. I'm I'm very
I'm
flattered
I'm very
about
happy
it.
that you.
It's an honor to be with you guys, and Metal Meltdown is
There
my
you
new
go.
family.
Yeah, Metal Messiah Radio. The whole team here. We really respect you and admire your music, and
Yeah,
we love to see you in the chat room. You came into the chat for one of my interviews recently, and I really enjoyed your enthusiasm
yes.
of the music that was played that you may not have been aware of. So that makes it very exciting for me.
Sure, I'm a metal fan, and when I listen to something new, I'll always get
Yeah, me too.
excited.
That's exactly how I feel.
So
Yeah, that's why.
that's the way
That's
I
one
am.
of the things I love about internet radio. You're not going to hear something that you're going to hear like you hear all the time on regular FM radio that beats the music to hell.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. Always something new. Always something to
exactly, this
learn.
is true, and I'm always learning as well. And so, brother Frank, how you doing
Yeah.
tonight out there, and how have you been during this COVID pandemic? I'm very interested to know what your experience has been like.
Yeah, well, this pandemic really fucked everything up. Oh, it's hard times we're living. But we have to move forward, waiting for better days, and it's all we have to do. Nothing, there's nothing you can do. Uh, so we have to wait. We have to be patient, we have to looking forward. Just
This is
keep
true.
going.
I just hope that you have never experienced this or gotten the coronavirus, and there really is nothing we can do. We just have to
Yeah,
wait this thing out, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. And that's the sucky part.
yeah,
But the positive part is
yeah,
I have gotten to check out your upcoming CD, World Decay 19, and it's a kick-ass old school
yes.
thrash offering. I love this stuff. And Frank, this is your debut full offering.
No, no. Yeah, well, from
Yes.
Sacrifix, yes, but Sacrifix is my new project. I've already done a lot of bands. Actually, right now I'm in a hard rock band called Masmorra. It means dungeon. It's a hard rock band in Portuguese, and we've just released our full album
Oh,
this Saturday.
congratulations.
And yeah, and World Decay is my seventh
Wow,
release.
congratulations.
I've been this road since 97 or
Okay.
something, where I released my first album.
Well, I think
So now I get back to my roots, my thrash
yeah,
metal
we
roots.
appreciate that, and I thank you for
Yeah,
letting us know about the history
that's
of you, Frank. I appreciate that.
yeah.
So about Sacrifix, when did the band form?
Well, it's formed in during this pandemic. I was in home, bored, and I start to write songs, lyrics, and then Sacrifix had become to life. I have nothing to do, just being home, so I done by myself and start to recording, starting to writing, and then we got
Well, that's a
Sacrifix.
great thing that come out of this coronavirus. If it wasn't for coronavirus, maybe we
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
have Sacrifix.
yeah,
True.
really, really. If it wasn't this pandemic, this lockdown, I would be able to do it because I work a regular job, from 8 to 6. There's too much time to
Right.
do it. So this pandemic really helped me with my journey back to trash.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know,
So
really, really, really weird talking about the pandemic helped me, but you know what
sure,
I'm
sure.
trying to
You're
say.
saying like, what else could you do but create more music? So the
Yeah,
Metal Maniacs they can appreciate more
yeah.
of your music. I know I do. I know Joker does. I know Matt does, and a whole bunch of other people as well.
Well, it's really surprising. It's really amazing, because when I started, I didn't think about what could happen. I'm just writing my songs. It's
It
awesome.
is. And brother Frank, could you tell the fans out there, the listeners, who makes up the rest of the Sacrifix band? I know you have a bass player and a drummer as well.
Yes, yes. Now I have Kexo uh, on guitar and Gustavo Piza on drums, both from a death metal band called
The
Infamous
famous
Glory.
Glory.
It's
Nice.
an old school. Yeah, yes, it's a old school death metal. And the funny thing that I was the drummer, former drummer on
That
Infamous
is
Glory
interesting.
back
Wow.
in the day. Yeah, and then I quit, and Gustavo Pisa is replaced me that at that time.
That is an interesting story. Wow.
Yeah. Well, now we are friends. No, that's good.
That
That's
is
awesome.
excellent. And also, Frank, I'm curious on how the band got its name. Who selected the band Sacrifix, and does it have any special meaning to you?
The name
Yes.
Sacrifix, you mean? Well, another cool story. During the pandemic, I start to rewatch an old terror movies, horror movies from the 80s. I was really into the 80s vibe. So I start to watch Halloween, all
Sure,
the
sure.
classics, And then there was this film called The Gate.
Yes.
I don't know if
Yes,
you
I do.
remember
Yes,
The
sure.
Gate. It's a
Yes.
classic. Um, in this film, there was a band, and that this band had an album with a subliminal message to open the gates of hell or something
Okay.
like that. And the name and the band was called
Ah,
Sacrifix.
that's a cool story. I know I don't remember that. Wow.
Yeah, uh, it's a bit long time, It's
Yeah, yeah,
80
yeah.
movies, and yeah. So when I saw that, then wow, this could be the name of my new project. Why not? Sacrifix.
It
Sounds
does.
good to
It
me.
worked out well. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So that's why the name is called Sacrifix. We can say it's a tribute to the movie and a tribute to the 80s. And it fits like a glove.
It goes well with
That's
the
it.
'80s old school thrash sound that you have, and another congratulations on that as well. Thank you for that information. That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's learn all we can about the making of World Decay 19. Could you tell us what studio this was recorded in and who was responsible for the mixing, mastering, and production of World Decay 19?
Okay. It was recorded at my place in my home
Oh,
studio
nice.
called, yeah, North Greenhouse Studio. That's the name. It was recorded and produced by myself. I'm doing from my own.
Wow.
Everything done by me. And for mixing and mastering, I call a good friend of mine, Marlis. He's very experienced producer. You know, since the day one, I had no doubt about to call him for the job, and I was right. He made a great job on this album, and he also worked with some good Brazilian bands, including the legendary Genocidio. If you ask Zora, she knows about it. Genocidio, a great thrash death metal band from the 80s, and they still kicking ass to these days. So basically, I do it
Wow.
on my own. Just mixing, I call this friend because I have no experience doing. So I want to work with someone who really have the experience to do it, to not screw everything.
Wow, Frank, that's awesome. Frank Gasparotto, multi-talented. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
try.
appreciate that. And also, the other thing going for this album is the artwork. It's epic. Uh, Definitely an old school feel for the thrash metal. I really love it. So, could you explain to us, could you
Mhm.
tell us who designed this CD cover for World Decay 19? And also, I'm interested to know who created the band logo.
The logo also was
Wow,
made by myself.
wow.
I just yeah, I just put a pen on a paper and start to draw, and then there is it, the logo. In the same night, I watched the gate. I was inspired that night,
Unbelievable. Wow.
and the cover art was inspired by a picture I saw on internet. I can remember what it's all about, but I thought it was kind of weird and apocalyptic, and this photo was taken before the pandemic, and it fits, really meaningful about the situation we're living. So I thought it's a good idea to use this, and I call an artist, a Brazilian artist called Márcio Aranha, which, by the way, Aranha means spider. And he draw a lot of cool cover arts here in Brazil, including X Tribute. all Brazilian bands do it. And he's a great artist, and it was really nice to work with this guy. He's very talented. That's why I call him
He
to
did a
do
great
it.
job for you. So basically,
Well,
yeah, basically you did everything on this album except for mixing the music and creating the CD art.
and
That's
master,
impressive.
and master mixing and master is
I
not for
understand.
me for
Well,
now. Maybe in the future I'll do
maybe on your
everything.
next offering.
There's no problem.
That's cool. That's very cool. And I understand that you recently got signed to Thrash or Death Records. Could you tell us how that experience
Yes,
was for you? What led to you getting signed with them, and how has your experience been with them in getting signed with Thrash or Death Records?
sure. Well, actually, what was a total surprise. I really didn't expect that. I was not looking for any label or something like that. And one day I received a call from this guy from Fresh or Death Records asking me if I was interested to work with them. Well, I said yes, let's do it. And I got nothing to lose, no problem. And I was not looking for any label, so it was really surprising. So, and the good thing about this partnership is that we have a they have a good distribution in Europe and even in Japan. Very nice, because I can do it a lot of things on my own, but I can reach Europe or Japan alone.
Right.
I need support. I need this, and Fresh or Death Records came in the right moment when everything was done, including the cover art. So the the job was done. The product was done. It was finished, and then this guy came and said, "Hey, I want to release it." Oh, okay, let's do
Wow.
it. Nothing to lose. It was perfect.
Wow. You make it sound like it
So,
was so easy for you to get this all done. Oh, it's amazing.
well, yeah, I don't know how this happened. It just happened. This guy just called me and said, "Okay, let's do it. What do you have in mind?" Well, I will release you. Uh, I'm gonna distribute your CD. I'm gonna put your CD in Europe and Japan, and we work hard to do it. Well, okay, let's do it. No problem.
Outstanding.
So, yeah,
And Frank, we know about this COVID pandemic and the fact that it's very difficult if you're able to even do any performances live, especially like it used to be. You can't do that, but maybe in small
yeah,
pubs or smaller places. But have you given any thought to the possibility of planning any kind of tour support for World Decay 19? Do you have anything lining up or in the works that you could spread the word on?
yeah. Well, in fact, I didn't have much time to think about touring. And to be honest, I don't think it's gonna take
I
place this
understand that.
year,
I understand.
unfortunately. Yeah, yeah. Um, as I said about sign a contract, it's the same with touring. I don't think about if it happens. Awesome. We are here. We are a band, and true bands are true bands in stage. We have to play live. We have to be this interaction with the audience. You have to be on stage. But facing this situation, I don't think it's gonna happen too soon. The perspectives are not good. Even the big festivals in Europe should
They
be
will. They will.
canceled.
They will be. Yeah.
I,
No. They
I,
will be.
I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's here. It's not gonna happen. Just just maybe next year. I hope. You know, the vaccination process is too slow, especially here in my country, Brazil. Things are not too fast. So for a small band like us, I don't think it's
Right.
gonna happen.
No, I understand that. I think what bands need to do, such as Sacrifix and even bigger bands, they need to maybe create more videos, like live action videos from a studio, or
Yeah,
streaming and some live streaming just
yeah,
to get the word out there so people don't forget about them. I think that's what's going to happen.
yeah. It's the way that bands find to stay alive.
Exactly.
You know, that's the only way. What else can we do now? Only collab videos and stuff like that. Unfortunately, because uh, I'll be honest with you, I don't like this kind of thing. I like to on stage, you know, it's kind of thing. It's not so
No.
good
All right. Yeah, I
for me,
understand.
you know. My opinion, yeah, nothing wrong with those bands doing, but personally, I don't like.
No, I understand. Better safe than sorry, they say, right? Yeah. And so
Yeah,
let's inform the listeners and the fans of Sacrifix of how they could support the band, because there's really no way you can really support the band at this time without having some sort of merch, right?
yes,
So I want to give a
yes.
couple of links to the fans out there, and let's inform them on how. Let's inform them on how they could get Sacrifix merch. Of course, I have your Facebook,
Yeah,
facebook.com/Sacrifix official. I also have you on Instagram. That's
yes.
instagram.com/Sacrifix underscore. And how about Bandcamp? Is there a Bandcamp for Sacrifix?
No, yeah, yeah. In fact, we changed the Instagram address. Sorry to I I should inform you about it, but it's the same as Facebook. Instagram now is Sacrifix
Okay, that's good news.
Official.
Thank you for telling me now.
There's no
Oh,
underscore no
okay,
more.
okay. Thank you for. I didn't notice that. Thank you for letting me know. What about
Yeah,
Bandcamp? Do you
yeah.
have a Bandcamp?
Yes, we have a Bandcamp, sacrifix.bandcamp.com, and and the idea is to put the album there, and will be free for all. But if you like to give us $1, and if anything you want, there's no problem. But uh, at first, it will
I
be
see.
free
I see.
for everyone. And well, we have t-shirts, né? And some CDs,
You do have the
much.
CDs. That was my next question. I'm glad to hear that. Is there any possibility
Yeah.
of doing a vinyl for World Decay 19, or is it too early to think about that
Oh,
yet?
oh, it's what a dream,
Right?
huh? but here in Brazil, it's very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. There's no, there's, I think there is only one factory. Well, vinyl, it would be a dream come true, but here in Brazil, it's very, very expensive to do it. There's only factory, and I don't know why it's kind of cult here in Brazil to release a vinyl. It's a cult thing, you know. I travel abroad in Europe, and there is very, very common. Very, I don't know why here in Brazil is a cult thing and very expensive. So unfortunately, we have no plans to release in vinyl. There's a label who call me and say, "Hey, I want to release you in vinyl." Oh,
You,
that would be awesome, but I don't
well,
think
with
it's
your
gonna
luck so
happen.
far, you never know. It might happen.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
hope it does.
yeah,
Let's hope it does.
you're right.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I thank you for letting us know about that as well. And let's talk about lyric or music videos to accompany the promotion of World Decay 19. I did notice the very first song I ever heard on Metal Messiah Radio was your title track, Sacrifix by Sacrifix. And I
Yes,
noticed
yes,
there's a video on the
yes.
official Sacrifix YouTube. Can you inform our listeners on the making of this video? And do you plan on creating more music or lyric videos for World Decay 19? Because we'd love to hear if you are.
Sure, sure. Uh, uh, yeah, a new lyric video should be released next month, I hope. Um, I need to check my budget,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It's the price to do it on your own, you know. You have to have that budget
It's
to
true.
to buy things and to, you know, that kind of thing. But I'll try to do it next month, and the song probably will be "Live in Hell." It's the second song of the
Wow.
album,
Nice.
and it talks about what the human race is capable to do with your own planet. It's about how mean the human race can be with other form lives. You know, it's really really sad what we do with our planet. It's
Sad
very
but
sad.
true. I got you. Sad but true. It's very true.
Yeah. So um, it's a lyric that allows me to put a lot of good images about the issue. Né? So I hope to do it and
Yeah,
release
it
next
definitely
month.
would make for a dark video.
And yeah, and the making of the sex video was pretty simple. You know, just grab my mobile, ask my girlfriend to record me playing and singing. That's it. The other guys do it on your own places, except for Pizza. Pizza was in a studio. You know, drums are not easy to do in your home, so he goes to studio and record it, and that's it. Pretty simple.
Yeah, you make it sound very simple. Yeah, but
Nothing.
you got a good end result. It was pretty good.
Oh, thank you. Well, I try to do my best in that. And what matters is the message, you know, it's the music, it's what you try to say, and that's all that
Well, I
matters
have
to
to
me.
say, you've accomplished a lot so far for a do-it-yourself band that you're doing most of everything yourself. So I, I
Yes,
respect
I
the
know,
fact of
I know.
what you've done so far. Congratulations to you again.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm talking with you, and you are in New York, and you'll know my band, of course, Zora is behind that, but and I always thank her for this opportunity.
Yes,
You
of
know,
course.
it's really amazing.
It
It's
is.
really amazing. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with
Yeah,
this project. It's not a
it
project, it's a
is.
band, and I'm
Yeah,
really
I
happy.
call it Team Metal Messiah Radio. We have a great amount of people that are into the underground metal scene, and we're here to support it. So I think without the teamwork, it wouldn't be as much fun, for one thing. But I guarantee you, Frank, when
Yeah,
I start my Softee gig back up, people will be hearing Sacrifix on my iPod, and it'll be blasting in my truck. So people will know who you are. I guarantee
well,
you.
well, I don't know. Say it's perfect.
Yeah,
It's
well,
amazing.
we always hope for
Thank
the best.
you
Oh,
a lot.
no worries, absolute pleasure. And
Yeah.
let's talk about gear, Frank. Are you a gearhead? Do you like to talk about your guitars or the drums you've played in the past, or any kind of instruments that you have a collection of? If you want to talk about that, you're more than welcome to.
Sure, sure. Well, I'm not the kind of guitar player that's into gears and pedal stuff like that. I just play it,
I do
believe it or
believe it.
not.
I do believe it.
Uh,
Sure.
uh,
That's why I asked, because some people they're really not into talking about it, and some
yeah,
people do.
yeah. I like
Yeah.
gears. Yeah, I like the girls, I like the guitars and all that stuff, but I'm not the kind of, oh, take a look at this guitar. And no. I like to play. And to record this album, I use a Fender Stratocaster, a Japanese model with humbuckers and Floyd Rose tremolo. It's not usual to find this model, and it's not usual to thrash metal band play with this model of guitar,
Interesting.
Fender, except for Obituary, the Kings. I love this band, and but in general, you don't see guitar playing Fender, this kind of music, this kind of heavy music. And I also have a Warlock, a BC Rich Warlock. It's I think it's my first guitar, and I love it. I have a Jackson and two Washburn. And the bass I use in this record even has a brand. I don't even know what the brand of the bass is. I just
I
play
believe you.
it. Yeah, well, it sounds good on record, so let's do it. No
And that's
problem.
really all that matters is the sound of it. If you
Drums,
like the sound, that's all
yes,
it's about.
yes, yeah, yeah. It really doesn't matter the brand you use. You have to play with
True.
passion. Uh, I, I'm not saying Fender is the same as Squire. Don't get me wrong, but the most important thing is to play with your heart. That makes the sound great. You
Well
know,
said, Frank. Very well said. Yeah.
and yeah, and on drums, I used to play with Tama. I love these drums since Lars Ulrich, which a big influence on me. I like this, and of course Dave Lombardo. And these guys are kings to me. They are really
Yes.
heroes. And both use Tama, so I like to play with
That
Tama.
makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of
That's
sense,
it.
and I appreciate your answers. And
Yeah.
earlier, when we started the interview, you talked about working from 8 till 6, and so I have to ask, what do you do for your living when you're not doing the band? How do you earn your money?
Yes. Actually software
Okay.
developer. I work with IT, so that's my
Yeah,
day. Just write
that
code.
is a very common
Yeah,
career for musicians. I find a lot of them are ITs. Yeah, I guess it
yeah,
works.
yeah, yeah. Interesting, right? I don't know why, but it's true. There's a lot of friends of mine that are into IT and have a band.
It works, right?
Really, really, really weird. And beside that, I'm a huge heavy metal fan. I like to buy CDs. I buy a lot. I love to listen my CDs. I like to watch some TV shows like Rick and Morty, Twilight Zone, and my favorite one is a TV show called Married with
Oh,
Children.
of course,
I don't
yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
you know
I remember that.
that 80s feeling.
Yeah,
All
that was
bandy.
a
The
yeah, that was a
show,
hilarious series for like the first 5 years, and then they should have ended it
yeah,
then because the last 6 years was like, oh my god, it lost whatever it had. That whatever
yeah.
worked stopped working. But
Ah,
yeah, that
oh man,
that was a
too
funny
sad,
show though. Very funny
too
show.
sad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bunnies.
And well, that's it. And um, I'm going to work in a new project, a black metal
Really
project
excellent.
soon. Yes, yes. I'll just start to write some riffs and some lyrics, and you don't have a name. but I really will start this black metal project. It's something that I want to do for a long time, and I'll do it
Excellent. Well,
this year. I hope.
perhaps when this is ready to be talked about and the music is ready to be played, perhaps Frank, you can come back on the Metal Meltdown to talk about this band when the time is right. I would love to talk to you about
Sure,
your other band. Sure.
sure,
Excellent.
sure. We are
Excellent.
pleasure. And but I would like to introduce you to the other band, my other band, the hard rock band in Portuguese called Masmorra. I will send you some MP3
I
if
appreciate
you
that.
like it.
Definitely. Thank you. I would definitely
Uh,
play it for you. Not a problem. Of course. And
Fantastic.
Frank, I want to thank you for spending time with us tonight on Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio. I've been looking forward to this since I first heard your music, as I reached out to you back then, and I appreciate Brother Matt's New York metal scene, and I sorry for making me aware of your band. And I believe that we learn as much as we possibly can about Sacrifix and about you being a hands-on, do-it-yourself leader of the band, and we appreciate all that you do.
Oh, thank you so much for the support, man. I really appreciate it, and I like to invite everyone to follow us in our media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and I'm really flattered to be here. It's an honor to talk to you, and well, what else can I say? Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate the interview, and I just want to make sure that we got everything covered. And I want to make sure that at this time, if you'd like to say anything out there to your fans that are tuning in, that you have every opportunity to talk to them as well and tell them how you feel or give them any information that you want to. Feel free to do so.
Okay, well, uh, check out Sacrifix on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and if you are if you are into thrash metal, believe me, you have to know Sacrifix. You won't regret it.
This is true. You really won't.
Let's thrash the
Exactly.
world.
Well said. And I wish you, Frank, and all in Sacrifice a great 2021. And I really hope this pandemic goes away, but I think it won't take but maybe another year for that to happen. So be safe and healthy out there, and may you have many more years to come to bring out your music. You work very hard at this, and I wish you the best of success. So thank you so much for coming on Metal Meltdown again. And you know you'll always have a home here on Metal Meltdown, as well as Metal Messiah Radio and various other DJs, like I mentioned, Joker and Matt, and I'm sure others as well. Would love to get with you as well to talk to you. But for now, how about we go crank up some more tunes off of World Decay 19 and really crank it up loud? Let's do this, all right?
Right. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everybody from Metal Messiah Radio.